This bike right here is the 79 bike Falcon GT, and it was released after we had already completed our 2025 lightweight eMoto shootout. But luckily it's still 2025 and we have the bike, so we're gonna ride this thing and see where it stacks up in the world of lightweight electric dirt bikes. So what is the Falcon GT exactly? Well, it's a newish contender trying to claw its way into one of the most chaotic, fast-moving corners of the electric dirt bike world. Every few months it feels like a new bike shows up, promising more power, better suspension, bigger batteries for a cheaper price. And the Falcon GT is the most recent iteration of that from 79 bike. On paper, it slots right into that sweet spot. Light enough to toss around, powerful enough to put a grin on your face, and priced to grab the attention from riders who want real performance without breaking the bank. So the big question is, does it bring anything new, anything genuinely exciting, or is it just another bird trying to fly in a very crowded flock? Let's find out. This bike is actually super fun, man. I'm really gelling with this thing right now. The suspension on this 79 bike actually feels really good. It's super plush the way that it's set up right now, which for the trail riding stuff right now, it feels really good. It's spunky, hoppy, and lively, but it's still pretty plush for this style of suspension on a bike of this weight. The biggest standout on this bike has to be the brakes. These things are so good for a stock bike. They're adjustable. I've got the levers right where I want them. Now they're bedded in a little bit. You got really nice bite. These are the best brakes I've ever experienced on a stock bike of this category. That's because this bike is rocking Lewis EB brakes, which instantly explains why they feel this good. It's not sorcery, it's just proper hardware. Yes, they're still mineral oil, 4-piston brakes, but they've got that confident bite that makes you wonder why every bike in this category doesn't ship with them as a standard option. We run these same brakes as an aftermarket upgrade on a bunch of our other bikes, so it's no surprise they perform well here. These brakes stop with purpose, instead of other brakes that politely suggest the bike might slow down eventually. It's like the right size and the right weight for this classification of bike. Really liking this rear tire. It's got tons of traction. Suspension feels plush and better than I was expecting. Kind of like the Falcon Pro, the bar clamp is in front of the fork tubes, and it is nice because it makes the cockpit a bit more open on the bike. Feels a little bit bigger, but it's got that notorious kind of low in the front and too far forward feel. I can tell what they were going for because the cockpit feels more open, and I like that. But yeah, I just feel like I'm kind of hanging over the front of the bike a little bit more than I would like. And yes, this is that age-old thing that I've been shouting about on this channel for years. The classic Chinese electric dirt bike stance problem. These bikes love to show up a little stink bug from the factory. Front end down, rear end up. They're a bit out of balance, and the moment you start loading up that front fork, you feel like you're piloting a very enthusiastic wheelbarrow. And we've been correcting this for years, by way of upgrading the front tire, and often some suspension and triple clamp love to fix the geometry and help get that front end up where it belongs. Once those changes are made, suddenly you're not falling forward, and you're actually riding the bike instead of managing it. This is definitely the fastest 79 bike I've ridden for sure. GT's adding some power. I'm riding it in daily, and that amount of power feels perfect. It's just the way that it's delivered. It has like notoriously not been my favorite on these 79 bikes. There are tuning options, but yeah, could be a little bit better. Power characteristics are pretty similar to the previous models. Throttle connectivity feels a bit better. Still feels like that far driver style controller though. It can be smooth once you're deeper in the power curve, but it's not the most refined connection between your hand and the rear wheel. If you've ridden other controllers,
You'll pick up on that tiny delay before the input from your wrist is translated to the rear wheel. To contradict that feeling even further, it also has a tendency to feel spiky off the crack of the throttle in higher power modes.
I just feel like throttle to rear wheel connectivity on these 79 bikes has always been a little bit disjointed. I'm not saying every other bike is perfect, because it's not, but just a little bit of lag and kind of vague feeling. But the amount of power is really nice.
Now, how would this bike stack up if it actually made it into our 2025 shootout? For peak power, the Falcon GT comes with 16 kilowatts and slots in just above the eRide Pro SS 3.0. It has a battery capacity of 72 volt, 40 amp hour, which is a tie with the Talaria Sting MX-5. In terms of battery range, the extra 5 amp hours gives it a little bit better battery range than we saw with the Falcon Pro, but not by much, putting it right around that 22 mile mark. The Falcon GT weighs 152 pounds, so it's on the leaner side of the scale compared to other bikes. And price is one of its best attributes, with a current MSRP of $4,799 at the time of filming this video.
All right, 79 bike Falcon GT. First ride on this thing, really impressed. Actually, like really gelling with this bike. It's super fun and nimble and agile. I think this bike is most similar to a Surron Light B in terms of like the way that the chassis feels. They haven't gone too crazy far in the overpowered, heavier direction that some of the other brands have. So this bike really retains a lot of that nimble, fun feeling, and I really like that on this bike for sure. One of the best attributes is, man, these brakes are, bar none, the best brake that has come on a lightweight eMoto to date. These are the types of brakes that I would buy and put on another bike as an aftermarket add-on, but these come stock on the GT, so that is a huge bonus. Like I said, power is plenty. It's the right amount of power, but I wish that it would just get delivered a little bit better. It's always been something that I've had a gripe with 79 bike, and people have gotten mad at me for it in the past, but man, it just doesn't feel as connected as some of the other controllers and tunes can feel. Yes, I know you can tune it. Yes, I know there's updates. We do the updates, but it just feels like there's a little bit of lag from wrist to rear wheel throttle connectivity. It's not something that like is a deal breaker for me at all. You get used to it and you can ride it accordingly, but man, it's hard to imagine if that throttle feel was just more connected to the rear wheel, this bike would be such a killer. I think the power is like the perfect amount for this weight of bike. So they've got a really good thing going in that sense. The suspension on this bike is actually really great. It's super plush for the stuff that I'm riding right now, hitting a lot of sharp edge and square edge rocks, and it's pretty plush and soaking them up, and it's not really robbing it from feeling like you can't launch off of stuff and really feel like the bike is popping around. It's got a playful, nimble feel, and it's taking the rocks really well for a bike of this weight. So that's a big bonus. Same with the rear tire. I like the amount of sidewall on the rear tire of this bike. It is getting really good traction. The knobbies are really good. It's taking hits in the rear of the bike really well, and that rear tire is really good. However, the front tire, I can't say the same. It's just really low profile for a 7119, not a ton of bite, and I think if you just put a Dunlop MX-34 on the front of this bike, you'd get more sidewall, stiffer carcass, better knobbies, and it would just track better up front. And it would bring the front of the bike up a little bit more, which is what the bike needs. There's so many of these bikes that need that front end height. Dunlop MX-34 would help bring this thing up a little bit. And on that thought, the bars just feel a little bit too far forward because of this bar clamp. So I would want to maybe experiment with some different bar clamps, maybe some different bars, bring those bars back in line with the fork tubes a little bit more, and just help that steering characteristic feel a little bit better. Right now it's got that kind of reverse wheelbarrow effect where you're just like hanging over the front of the bike, and it just doesn't feel good cornering. And I'm really sensitive to how the front end of a bike feels, so that's kind of a gripe of mine. That's really the biggest one for me on this bike, is just those bars being too far forward. On the topic of handlebars, man, the grips on these bikes they need to change. The grip supplier, these grips are just soft and slippery, and they spin, and they're just like, remove them immediately because they are really not great for anything. I do not like these grips at all. I'm sorry, but luckily that's like the cheapest thing that you can fix. So I would swap grips on this bike. One uncharacteristic thing of the 79 bike that I'm noticing on the GT is getting a little bit of that battery rattle. In previous editions, the battery fit in this bike really tight, which was kind of a pain to get it in and out, but it also kept it from rattling too much. So I feel like this is rattling a little bit more than other 79 bikes that we've ridden in the past. There are solutions for it to quiet that down a little bit, and that's something that we would do. And also getting the notorious 79 bike rear linkage played. There's just a little bit of play in the rear linkage, and you can just hear it clanking a little bit. Every chassis, whether it's Ventus or a 79 bike that we've ridden, it has that. It's just a characteristic. I hope that they fix it. I hope that the aftermarket gets a linkage that has a little bit tighter fit so you don't get that play as much. But aside from that, really gelling with this bike. It's way better than I thought it was going to be. I think this is the best 79 bike that I've ridden to date, and I think this would actually be a pretty top contender in our shootout if this thing had been a part of the shootout. I don't know if it'd be a podium bike, but it would be darn close. So yeah, definitely impressed with this thing. Really enjoying it. We might keep it around and do some mods to it. If that's something that you guys want to see, we can always do it. We'll consider it. Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching. See ya.